Welcome to my YouTube channel, SuperTech QC. This is a video 1 in the manufacturing analysis series. We're going to make the X bar chart and use it to track averages over time. You should set up descriptions the way this is started for your names and instructions, and also the names used that will be used in the formulas, and make a values column. To begin with, after this is done, what we will do is highlight this area, press Control and I will highlight, Alternate and I will highlight the insert, press only the N for names, press only the C for create, press only the L for left column, and then press enter. At this point you should have the names entered. Control F3 should give you the name manager and let you know that these cells are represented by names. So let's create a formula using these names. To start off with, let's enter some data. Our upper specification limit, we will say that is 101. Our lower specification limit, let's call that 99. Okay, so our target will be the average of those two. So we'll say equals the average, which is a function, open parentheses, USL, comma, LSL, close parentheses, and enter. And as you see, it used the names USL and LSL to average these two cells represented here. If you look at this one, it's still represented by the cell C6, but if you look at the cell next to it, it is represented by the name target. For our next trick, what we want to do is enter the number of decimal points that will be in our random data. This name used will be DEC, so this number will represent how many decimal places. 100 will represent 2, 1,000 will represent 3 decimal places. So let's start making random data. I've made a landing area for my random data, and we're going to enter a formula using some of the names we have created. Okay, we're going to use the function ranBetween, and we're going to enter a name. It's asking for the bottom first, so we'll say LSL times our decimal points, DEC, comma, now it wants the top values, and what did we use? USL times DEC, close parentheses, and then divided by DEC, and that will give us our first random number there. So I'm going to use the control, holding that down and rolling my scroll button on the mouse to make this smaller, and I'm going to highlight that cell, drag it all the way across to populate the top line, and then when I get on the lower right hand corner, double click, and it should populate the whole area. And if you press Control Shift F9, it should recalculate every number in each cell. In Excel, it's I think just F9. And if you look, while this whole area is highlighted, it's calling this area C2 through Q31 with a colon. But we don't want to use that. We want to put a name so we can remember where it is instead of remembering cell references. To do that, what we'll do is use data 1. So now every time we need to calculate the data for all of this, we can use the name data 1. So let's go and do that. For our mean, let's type in equals average data 1. Okay, there it is. Okay, for our standard deviation, we can say data 1. And for our maximum data, whoops, got to get that equals max data 1. And for our minimum data, we can say data 1. And we just want to use this for reference, equals count. How many data points do we have? We have, let's see, 450. So all these names are entered in here, so that's what's represented by these numbers. And what we'll do is we'll show you the comments where I've put the formulas for each one of those there. If you want to pause and look at that, that's fine. Go to our random data. Okay, we have all of this entered in. And if we press Control-Shift-F9, of course it'll change again. While we have that, set up this X-bar analysis such as this right here. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and look at the comments where I have the formulas. And I want to enter these. Equals C1. That should be our date up at the top. Equals the average C3 through C32. Close. And our X bar, that's just the mean of all the numbers, equals mean. And our plus 3 standard deviations, that's the mean, plus, open parentheses, 3 times the STDV. We want the name, that's what we want. Okay. And the next one is going to be the mean minus, open parentheses, 3 times ST, not the function, just the name, STDV. There we go. All right. While we're here, I'll get rid of those comments for just a second. What we'll do is I'll highlight all of those and mouse scroll down to minimize it and drag that all the way across, and that will populate all the formulas. And if you look the way this is set up, when I highlight this whole area right here and click on the chart, and we will say we want a lines only. Our data range we want not in series and columns, but in rows. So let's do that. And there you have your X bar chart. And if you press Control-Shift-F9 or just F9 in Excel, it will randomly redo. I got to get off the chart first. There we go. Control-Shift-F9. And as you see, as the data changes, so does the X bar values. Thanks for watching SuperTech QC. Stay tuned next time as we do our charts or the ranges. That's another troubleshooting tool we can use in manufacturing for watching our process.